I am so nervous. I hate doing readings like this because I always get psychic attacks like right after or right before or during the whole thing. So YouTube is part of like the people that run and control this planet, so they can also censor certain topics. And any topic that I have that's not about like love or twin flame or anything that's not trying to like regurgitate the same thing over and over to society to keep them stuck, they will just suppress anything related to that in general. So please, please, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. That will help circulate this video. But we're gonna take a look and see what are the effects. Woo! Yeah, it already feels crazy. What are the effects of Queen Elizabeth dying? So first, we're gonna start off with not just Queen Elizabeth, because now her son King Charles is the one in power. We also have to think about, okay, so first let's have a conversation about King Charles and who he's associated with. So in the thumbnail, there's King Charles and he's in a conversation with Klaus Schwab. So Klaus Schwab is the man that's the founder and the executive chairman at this time of the World Economic Forum. The World Economic Forum, this is the statement that they have as their mission. The World Economic Forum is an independent international organization committed to improving the state of the world by engaging in business, political, academic, and other leaders of society, plus, to shape global, regional, and basically their own agendas, is essentially what it's saying. So Klaus Schwab, the reason why I'm bringing this man up, because you have to understand how everything is tied together. So now King Charles and Klaus Schwab, there's an alliance that's now being created. Klaus Schwab is also a Rothschild. He's related to Marion Schwab, who's also a Rothschild. The Rothschilds are the top 13 or 14 bloodlines that run and control this planet. So not only do they have a huge chunk of the Federal Reserve in their pocket, they also control the oil companies, OPEC, pharmaceutical companies in America. And I'm going to read you an excerpt off of Klaus Schwab's book. This is a book that he wrote in 2011, 2012, I believe. It wasn't really released until after the pandemic. It's called COVID-19, The Great Reset. You can even go on Amazon and look this stuff up right now. I'm not making this up, I swear. This is an excerpt from his book. It says 4 billion useless eaters shall be eliminated by the year 2015 by the means of limited wars, organized epidemics of fatal, rapid active diseases, and starvation. So right now, moving on to the future, and I've already noticed this now, like the food, I can't really eat meat, I can't really eat chicken, I can't really eat anything that's like animal based. One, the area that I live in is prone to factory farming, prone to issues of like contamination when it comes to, food. So that's how they're going to basically target us now, is through food. We also have starvation. In America, there's an issue with the soil being completely stripped of like nutrients. And there's also an issue right now of Bill Gates buying out a ton of the private like farmland that's owned in the United States. So for one, we have these two people that are in control of the planet, not only circulating like the water supply in the United States, but also the food supply in general. So it's like, this is like a whole, I can't even tap into it because it's crazy. It's insane. And I'm saying all this to say that whatever's coming, we need to be prepared for it. Right now, we need to be focusing on collecting like heirloom seeds, growing your own foods, creating filters, having storage of water, things of that nature, because whatever's coming in the future, best believe that Klaus Schwab, he's a Pisces, right? King Charles, Prince Charles, he's now a king. His mom's dead. King Charles is a Scorpio. What I've noticed from like water sign men is that they're very impulsive, and they like, and especially when they're in that narcissistic energy, like they're prone to doing things that will boost their ego. These two people control the planet. It's not just, oh, they control one country. No, they control the entire planet. Oil, food, water system. So please prepare, because what's coming in the future, it's going to be major changes. But I feel like as a collective, if we can raise the vibration of the planet, because that's all it is, everything is just energy. I put out my essential messages oils, my love messages oils, my spiritual DNA oil. I've been using this. I put this out a month ago. This is my bottle. Look at how much I've used it. When I tell you, like, I've had the most spiritual upgrades that I've ever had in my entire life, which is also why I haven't been reading tarot, because I've been dealing with upgrades. And also what I've noticed since I've put these oils out, because I set the intention that I'm using these oils so that it can help human beings ascend. It can help us fight against like these principalities, these reptilian Draco beings. Because essentially what Queen Elizabeth is in her bloodline, if you believe in aliens, if you believe in extraterrestrials and people that are from beyond this earth, such as like Anunnakis and gray aliens, you have to believe that there's other people in this world other than us. And there's also other things in our planet, people that control our planet. They're not necessarily human like us. Yes, they may wear skin suits. That's why I feel like Queen Elizabeth was dead. She was dead way back in like February, March, but they kept putting out all of these like deep fake hologram things out into the public. And I knew, I was like, oh, they're not showing her. They're showing images of her because she's dead. But because of the fact that the information has already gotten out to the public, then they have to basically recant their statements. They have to try to cover this issue as best as it could possibly be covered. But yeah, you can't trust Charles. They're basically going to start to attack the things that help. There's going to be an attack not only on the grid system, but possibly towards like the stock markets, an issue with water. There's been all of these like warehouses in the United States just completely burning out of nowhere. And it's not that they're burning, it's the fact that they're being sabotaged. Because for one, you have to target the food. If you can control the food and the water system, you can basically essentially control the whole population. So now let's get into, now that I gave you that whole spiel so that you can see, yeah, this insanity that we're walking into, let's see what you can expect because of the death of Queen Elizabeth. What can you expect in the future? You can expect unhappiness. Do you see this? Look at this deck. There's nothing upside down. This is happiness. This is unhappiness. Oh my God. You can expect your wishes not being fulfilled. You can expect inflation. You can expect prices to go up on everything. Okay, so here's the thing. They're trying to get rid of like the middle class altogether. So, oh man, it's so much. I can't just tap into one thing because it branches into like other aspects. But for what I'm seeing, the key is to stress out society so much to where they can't even focus on their own spiritual growth. You can't focus on your own spiritual knowledge. You can't focus on ascending because you're too busy focused on the 3D aspects of rent, gas, work, stress, children, babysitters. So that's the key. The key is to keep human beings it's like in a fight or flight mode, so that you can't really truly tap into your power. So what you can expect is that your wishes aren't going to be fulfilled. Of course, we're fighters. With the Queen of Swords, this is what you represent as the collective. You're going to fight against whatever agendas that they have for society. The Queen of Swords is someone who's intelligent. So a lot of the people that watch my channel already have knowledge of this. Even if you didn't know specifics, it's like intuitively you could pick up on what was going on. You could see the injustice in the planet and the world. When it comes to the Queen and the British monarch, just in Kenya alone, they killed about 500,000 people. This is what is recorded in history. They wiped out. This is like a mass genocide, just like Joseph Stalin, just like Hitler. So Klaus Schwab, the man that's founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, this person that can now control the entire planet, his father is Eugene Schwab, who actually served as like Hitler's confidant. So you now have to think about the fact that you have someone who's a descendant of the Third Reich in a position of power controlling the planet. So what, you think they're going to try to work to the benefit of human beings? No, they're doing the opposite. They're trying to eradicate us. I'm going to read that paragraph once again. 4 billion useless eaters shall be eliminated by the year 2050 by the means of limited wars, organized epidemics of fatal rapid action diseases, and starvation. So that was the first thing, was diseases, limited wars, Ukraine. You got to think about that as well. The second phase was the rapid acting diseases. Now the third phase is starvation, which is why I'm saying, like, if you can get into like hydroponics, or even having like, even if you have a backyard, just start growing your own foods, things that are full of nutrients, because 2, 3, 4 years from now, it's going to be completely insane. Like there's going to be a new currency that's put out. I feel like Joe Biden put out a bill about now wanting to use a digital currency, or now, yeah. So there's a lot going on, a lot of rapid changes. I tried to log into the IRS website and they wanted me to put up biometrics. They wanted me to scan my face to be able to get into my tax information. So if you can see how the government system itself, it's now moving towards like this virtual metaverse. All of that is poison. All of that is the Draco. basically programming that's happening in the universe. So with the Queen of Swords, this is what we are. We're fighters. We're fighting against this. You see this sword? Most of the people watching me are female, but despite the fact that you're female, it's like the divine feminine energy is being awakened. And we have to basically fight against this injustice of people trying to keep us suppressed and unhappy so that we can't focus on, because we're the ones in control. We outnumber them. But the fact that they can keep people like suppressed. There's a lot of fluoride poisoning that's not only going on in the US, the UK, and other countries. They've kind of done a better job of banning things like that of that nature. But in the United States, just in the area where I live alone, I kid you not, they put fluoride in the black neighborhoods, in the neighborhoods that are poor and less developed. And when it comes to like the richer 1%, top 1%, neighborhoods and things of that nature, they don't actually put fluoride in that water. And how I know is because the water system, like the water system where I live at, they put it out in the website. They put out the specific neighborhoods and which neighborhoods that they put fluoride in. And what it does, I've know there was a correlation between high crimes, areas with, low education, and fluoride use in the water. So this is crazy. Like I can't even, it's too much. Basically what I'm saying is that things are about to change. You need to have a shift of priorities right now. So if you care about like Gucci bags and the nicest cars and yeah, getting a nice house and everything, sure, have goals. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want you to know at the end of the day, none of that stuff matters. None of it matters. All that matters is your family, your education, your peace of mind, your spiritual knowledge, and your spiritual ascension. Because with the anyone watching, I'm here to tell you this. I've seen visions since 2019. They have been showing me visions of Yellowstone erupting in 2025. So we're in 2022 right now. We have about 3 years before this freaking volcano erupts. And it's so funny that they put that here as well. There's some mass disaster that's supposed to happen to basically stabilize things on this planet because things have just like completely run amok and the divine has had enough of it. And from what I've seen, what they've showed me is that Yellowstone is going to erupt. Now, if you know Yellowstone, it's like one of the biggest volcanoes to existence. I feel like Mount St. Helen, even if it were to erupt, wouldn't be as catastrophic as Yellowstone. If Yellowstone were to erupt, there would be about 3 years of complete darkness where there's no sunlight at all whatsoever, right? So yes, it would be devastating to the people that are within 100 miles of that area, but there would be after effects to the rest of the planet as well. This would be something that would create a shift. And if you look at this card, there's not much sunlight. That looks like soot at the top. And yeah, so okay, I don't have like divine, y'all need to like, I can't tap into everything in one video. And I'm like, so yeah, prepare. So imagine there's no sunlight, right? No sunlight means there's no vegetation. There's no vegetation. There's no things to grow, which is why I'm saying if you can focus on what I want to do right now is I want to go back to school for agriculture with an emphasis on like greenhouses and hydroponics because I know what's coming in towards the future. And if I can have knowledge on how to be able to create food and because it's not just going to be us, it's going to be the whole world that's going to be having an issue. So the divine is going to try to basically counter whatever these people are doing by some sort of great reset. But altogether, what you can expect is you can expect to work. These people are trying to work you down like slaves. They want to work you down to the point where you're putting in hours, you maybe even have 2 jobs, and you still can't put food on the table, or you're still struggling to get all your payments made, or you're still struggling to put rent on, to get your rent or your note paid off, even though you're putting all of your efforts and energy towards, there's going to be some sort of mass rebellion or a civil war or a coup d'etat or something of that nature. I can see it because the people are getting tired. Because they're saying like, I'm working so much. I don't even have time for myself. I'm not even going out. All I'm doing is just focusing on my finances just to be able to sustain myself and live, right? So with the 8 of Pentacles, there's an emphasis on needing to work on your skill sets and talent. Some of you are good at tarot, just like I am. And that's something that you maybe need to work on. Have a platform of your own. Some of you are good storytellers. This is also about books. Needing to write books about the experiences that you've gone through, because if you are watching me, you're most likely a chosen one or someone who's part of the 144,000 army that's supposed to fight back against, the evil and the suppression that's been going on this planet. My job is to activate you and to tell you that you need to do your job, which is whatever it is that you've been called to do. It's different for every single person watching. Some of you guys are supposed to work on real estate. Others of you are supposed to work on teaching, teaching the new generation, because it's going to come a point in time once this eruption happens. Oh man, let me tell you, no one is prepared for that. No one. I've seen what it's going to be like, which is why I'm planning on not being in this country when this happens. I'm planning on fleeing way before that. But still, everyone, the entire planet is going to feel the after effects of that. There's also been I feel like news articles that I've been seeing about like glaciers in Antarctica melting and how it's going to affect like the sea levels and the rest of the planet. So there's a whole ethnic cleansing or just cleansing in general that's going on in the planet from Mother Nature in general, because it's like we've been, not us as human beings, but like the corporations and the people that run this planet and OPEC and things of that nature, they have been using this planet for everything that they've got, using the oil, misusing nutrients, misusing the food. So there has to be a line drawn in the sand. So with the Two of Wands, you guys need to trust your intuition. Those of you that have been having spiritual downloads just like I've been having, trust your intuition, because with the High Priestess being here, no one is prepared for the chaos that these people are about to bring. World Economic Forum, do your research on exactly what these people's like agenda is, because I feel like people don't pay attention. It's like they put this out in plain sight, but people don't pay attention. And we also have with the Magician and the Fool in reverse, they're going to try to do something reckless when it comes to the Monarch itself and the people that run and control this planet. They will try to do something reckless, but they won't be able to be successful with it. So yes, you can fight back with your mind by gaining your independence, by protecting your family members. The only thing that matters at this point is love, family, sustaining yourself. You see this volcano erupting for like 2 years now. I've been putting out warnings that everyone in your family should have some sort of gas mask or anything that has a filter. Man, I probably sound like I'm crazy. I probably sound like, Chicken Little, or like, I feel like Noah in the Great Ark, because Noah knew what was coming, but he was the only one that essentially knew what was coming. If the stories about Jesus are essentially true, I'm telling you, they have showed me with clear vision exactly what is coming. And yeah, that stuff is scary, which is exactly why I'm fleeing as fast as I can, because I can't fight a volcano. I don't care who you are. Certain things are just beyond our control, like natural disasters, tornadoes, earthquakes, tsunamis. That's all like the divine's way of trying to cleanse certain areas and just trying to reset the energy in general. So what you can expect from Queen Elizabeth and this whole scenario, let's see. What can you expect? What can you expect from these people? The effects of how it's going to affect your life as an individual. Meditation. So yeah, that's the only way we can fight back. We can only fight back using our mind, because whatever is against us is spiritual. It's a spiritual war. Don't forget. Look, vision. I can't make this up. We see this full moon. It's a Pisces full moon right now. You guys are, this says Aphrodite. Yeah. You guys are like gods reincarnated. I know it may not seem like it, but like because of the agenda of what these people have made human beings seem, especially if you're a person of color, especially if you're black, it's like there's an agenda out, and there's a global agenda to suppress black people and to like make them not understand that they are the embodiment of what gods are. We also have the fledgling. The fledgling is a child. It's someone who's still going through some sort of spiritual ascension. This is like a child in spiritual ranking. So you're still in the process of going through evolution. This is why you've gone through so much heartbreak, so much pain, so much of people like constantly picking on you, like targeting you for no reason. It's because of whatever energy that you have within you. It's something that the devil. So we have darkness and light. We have people that are soldiers of the devil, and we have people that are soldiers of the light. It really just truly depends how you use your gifts, because we all have spiritual gifts. What determines our path is how we use those gifts. Like, are we going to use it selfishly to get what we want, to manipulate other people, or are we going to use it for the betterment of mankind? If you're watching this, most likely you're in the energy of using it towards mankind. But what I want you to know is the point that you're in life right now it's nothing in comparison to who you're even gonna be. So everything that you've learned, you may think you're powerful now, but you still don't understand the depths of what it is that you can do. Like, I can change the weather just by my tears alone. Like, I have tested this theory out multiple times. I've done things that I couldn't even, that you'd probably think I was crazy if I tried to explain it to you. So that's exactly how I know. I'm living proof that this is true. And with love, this is the only thing that really matters in this world. This is the only thing that, this is what people basically die for, strive for. Souls want to get love at any way, shape, or form. And you guys could have been in a sense where you've never felt a sense of belonging anywhere. It's like people feel belonging with you rather than you feeling that with others. But with reminder, don't forget why you're here. Don't forget that this is all an illusion. All this music, TV, Netflix. I'm gonna tell you right now, I barely watch TV as it is. Like, I can't even sit down for 2 hours to watch a whole movie straight because I just can't. Like, it just seems so like pointless to me. And that's what I'm saying. Just remember, all these things, it's all programming, especially in America. When you're dealing with like hip hop music, there's sonic warfare frequencies where sound engineers specifically tailor certain songs to like manipulate someone's subconscious. So you have to keep that in mind. As I just feel like if you're Black, there's so many attacks that you have to go through that most people don't have to go through. Especially if you live in America, you have to deal with like redlining. You have to deal with higher interest rates with loans. Like, if you're trying to get a loan, just because you're Black, your interest rate is going to be higher. You have to deal with mass incarceration, especially if you're a male. You have to deal with like systemic, just systemic things that are in place to keep people stuck. So love is the only answer. Love is the key. Don't forget who you are. Don't forget why you're here. The fact that you don't feel a sense of belonging anywhere. Stop trying to belong. You don't belong anywhere. You're somebody who's just completely out of this world. You're here to awaken other people, just like I'm here to awaken you, just like I'm here to remind you. It's the same thing for you. Put your kids and your priorities first. I can't make this up because you're going to get nothing but distractions, procrastination, and burdens. I kid you not. You guys, okay, so if you have anyone that you have sex with or anyone that you sleep with, especially if you're watching me, it's like you have a direct channeling to God. They get addicted to your energy. And most people chase after you, not because of, oh, they want to love you or cherish you or because they value you as a person. No, they want access to that divine light. They want that divine yoni. They want access to that divine channel. So sometimes you guys have a tendency of attracting people that will just have sex with you and ghost you, and it's because of that. It's because of who you are. It's because of what you represent. It's because of the channel that you have to the divine. And with I lied about the details, this is what you're going to attract. So if you think you've had a hard time now with narcs and liars and manipulators, like, this is just the beginning. This is literally the test run. Like, you haven't even seen the final boss of everything that's going to come to light because you're still in that stage of the fledgling. You're someone who's going to be a leader of some sort. There's a shift of power dynamics going on in the planet right now, where those of you that have been traumatized and suppressed, those of you that are basically like the underdogs are about to be the ones that are in control now. And with I lied about the details, you can expect the government to lie to you. You can expect the people around you to lie to you, because they see who you are and they see your power. And the only way that they can get one over on you, or the only way that they can overpower you, is by confusing you, creating illusions, and making you doubt yourself. Anytime you doubt yourself and your intuition, what do you get out of it? Heartbreak, pain, sorrow, shame, guilt. Look, plotting on your downfall. But this is in reverse. Anyone that's plotting on your downfall, even these people, even these institutions, even if it's the royal family itself, because the royal family is tied not to America, not just to America, but to Africa, to Asia as well, and especially to Europe. These people that have been plotting on your downfall, this is why. It's all about control. They just want to control you. If these people in control, if they can control your mind, if they can control your attention, if they can siphon all of your good energy and your good light and make you feel helpless, make you feel like nothing that you can do can change this planet, that's control. That's all it is. Everything here is an energy exchange. So you have to keep that in mind. This is my Essential Messages deck. If you want to purchase this, the link is in the description box below. Look, they have more money than you. That's exactly all these people have, is more money than you. That's it. When it comes to these people in control, all they flex is money. And this is like stolen money, stolen gold, stolen heirlooms, stolen diamonds, child labor. That's exactly how these people got into this position of power. So just know, just because they have material things more than you, you guys have something spiritual. It doesn't matter. Just like me in my life, it doesn't matter who I attract that has more money than me. Because of like the spiritual army, I may be one person. Yeah, I may be 110 pounds, but like the punch that I carry, people never forget me because of the after effect that I have in their life. And that's essentially what you do to other people as well. Doesn't matter. Don't feel inferior to someone just because they may physically have something more than you. You don't know what they did to get that stuff. You don't know what they had to sacrifice. These royal families, you want to know what they do behind closed doors? They torture children. They extract their adrenalized blood. They use this in ritual form. This is something that's known. This is something that has been like, it's unspoken. They worship a god that's named Monarch. This god is basically a god associated with child sacrifice. You know, I probably should have put a trigger warning on this, but I'm going to tell you what it is. These people gain control through evil means. The most potent thing that you have in this world is children. So if you can find a way to torture children and extract that energy from them, you can essentially like attract exactly what you want. But that comes with a price. You can only have so much power before things completely fall apart. And that's essentially what's going on right now. Babylon is crumbling and falling. We are in the age of Aquarius. You see how this says this mistake cost me what matters? Whatever mistakes that Queen Elizabeth and her, it's going to affect her entire line for existence. Like children's children are going to be reaping karma because of what they've been doing. You see how this says deeper shame, reflection, coercion? Yeah. That's what they're going to be going through for the rest of existence. We're all energy. Just because you die, it doesn't mean that, oh, you just go into complete nothing. No, there's ascension levels that happen in, that's what I believe. I mean, I don't believe that you just die and you know, it's just blank and you just go into hell. No, I don't believe that, honestly. I feel like, yeah, that may happen to certain people, but you do have certain people like Queen Elizabeth, which I believe that she was like an old ancient person who will reincarnate in bodies so that they can basically propel whatever agenda that they had in store. So let's keep going. What effects are you going to have or can you expect because of the royal family and whoever's associated with them and everyone that's associated? Let's see. 8 of Cups. They're going to force you to walk away from things that don't serve you. They're going to cause you financial problems. You see this Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles? You see how there's this woman? It looks like she's in prison, but there's the key. She can't see that key. This is the thing. This is the whole, it's like, oh man, this is crazy. All they have to do is create an illusion to society to make you feel like you're unworthy, to make you feel like you're not doing enough. And the key is right there. All you have to do is sit up and see your power. It's like we've given our power away to these top 1%, top 2% bloodline families that have control of this world. But there's changes, there's mass changes that are going on right now, changes caused by the divine. And so with the 6 of Pentacles, you can expect things to be exposed. You can expect any partnerships, especially with principalities, monarchs, all that to come into light. Anything. Oh, yeah, you see this death card? This is also the Vatican. Guess what? The Vatican, Pope, all you fuckers are going down. Yeah, and with the 9 of Wands and the Lovers, this is about choosing the light, choosing the path less traveled. You don't know how hard it is like to maintain a pure heart in this world. Like this world is here to make you numb and to make you hate other people and basically to trigger you to the point where you feel like you want to give up. You don't even really like believe in equality, because if you look at this card, this is 3 women of different races. We have black, white, and possibly Irish, Middle Eastern descent, whatever it may be. So it's like there's a divide and conquer agenda, some sort of racial inequality that's been going on in the universe. And as long as they can keep all of us divided, they can keep power within the population. So the best thing that you can do is to basically rise together to fight against injustice. Because with the Hangman, we've been in this position of needing to release ourselves. If you look there, this almost looks like a portal. And it also looks like ancient hieroglyphs and things have been showing. So this is a portal. Things are now changing. We're now awakening to who we truly are. This is the age of Aquarius. People are now seeing, you can't hide things from the public anymore because we all know exactly what's going on. I'm just reiterating what you already know. And with the Queen of Cups, as loving, caring, nurturing, and compassionate as you are, remain who you are. Remain a good listener. Remain someone who is a good mother, who's a good father, who's warm, who may be feminine and masculine at the same time. Someone who is possibly even psychic. So as psychics, you guys already know what's about to happen. This is what you've been dealing with. People that are warlocks and witches, and not the good kind, the ones that use like dark magic to try to control other people. They go and they do rituals in the forest on weird nights, on full moons like today, to try to, you know, control other people and control, yeah. That's, I don't even tap into that because that's a whole lot of evil that I just don't need to attract to me. So yeah. See what else you guys need to know. So what are Prince Charles's plans as far as the planet and how this is going to affect all of us as a whole? Two of Swords, Six of Swords, Two of Cups, the Fool, Three of Wands, the Emperor, the Ace of Swords. Does he have good plans? Yes or no? Well, he's planning on, okay, so King Charles is planning on doing something reckless. The Emperor, to me, for some reason, the Emperor in tarot, like at times, yeah, it can represent a boss or it can represent someone in power, but I get heavy devil. The devil, for me, fallen angel energy represents the Emperor to me in tarot. I don't know why, but that's, so King Charles himself, he's not part of the divine. He's part of like the Antichrist, or like the people that are here to depopulate the planet, the people that don't want human beings to ascend. They don't want us to basically be in our true power. And if you look at this, look at these words right here. See these words? I think that's Latin. That's definitely spell work. So the Vatican itself, that looks like the Vatican to me. The Vatican does rituals or sacrifices and works directly with the royal family. So I don't know what that's about, but that's about to be discovered in the future. With the Ace of Cups, there's going to be a new generation of children that are born. Star seeds, indigo children, whatever the others are. But that's because these are children that are soldiers that are meant to be warriors in the next generation. But with the Six of Swords being here, there's going to be something happening in the future that may cause people to move or emigrate at a large scale. So this could be like the war in Ukraine. It forced like 1 million people to be displaced and to just, you know, have to find means of rehabilitation and things of that nature. And with the Two of Swords being here, it's saying that Prince Charles is going to do something that's going to trigger possibly 600,000 to 1 million people to have to be displaced. This may even happen around winter time. And with the Two of Cups, it's like an attack on families. It's an attack on divine beings. It's an attack on people that truly believe in love. It's like they want to basically, yeah, they just want to stop any hope in the world. And I know that sounds awful, but you have to consider, like, if you have somebody who is Hitler's confidant, who is the descendant, that's what people don't understand. It's like genes like that will pass through DNA. So if you have somebody that was narcissistic and was evil and they had children, guess what? Their kids most likely have those same characteristics, which is essentially what is going on here as well. With the Hierophant, though, the divine is trying to have a hold on this. 3 is also the number of Holy Trinity. So despite whatever it is that's going to happen, don't lose hope because things are in our favor. You just have to believe. People like don't believe in themselves. It's like we're so accustomed to like focusing on celebrities and all these things that are going wrong when you don't really understand like the truly the power is within you. It's been within you all along, and that's they don't want you to be so distracted enough by drugs, alcohol, whatever, that you can't even focus on what it is that truly matters. So last but not least, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. So let's see. We have sweetness. This is the challenge, to maintain your sweetness in the midst of like a cold, rigid world. That's what's gonna give you protection. That's what's gonna give you an upper hand as opposed to someone else. We also have reflection. These people don't want you to reflect. They don't want you to go within. They actually want you to look outwards for your happiness. There's some sort of agenda going on to make like women hyper independent, to make people like have some sort of just issue with relationships. They want to isolate you. Look, this is isolation. This is what they want. Because if people are isolated and separated, it's easier to control them as opposed to if they're all one. If we were all to stand together, man, these people have no chance against all of us all together, which is why they constantly go on with these race wars. It's why there's constantly all this divide and conquer. With ideation, the power of your mind is what's going to get us out of this situation by raising the frequency of the planet. And know that you will have success. You're going to have success regardless of what these people try to do or whatever obstacles they try to put in your way. You're going to have success, but you have to learn to go with the flow. Because some of you may be like a bit controlling in what you want and so adamant in what you want and not realizing that you have to let divine timing come into play. There's a lot of things, a lot of factors that are out of your control, but regardless of what happens, you're in a period of growth. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.